The following conversation is with Robin Lehman, leading Godsdotfun. It's an interesting conversation around AI agents, swarms, ELIZA, DeSci, and many things that evolve around that ecosystem. Uh, I think it's a conversation that if you're looking to jump into the AI space or an active investor or holder within this space, you get a good sense of what he is trying to accomplish and how he approaches the idea of these new agents and how we can use them to not only benefit ourselves but benefit the community and the ecosystem that we participate in. As always, I appreciate the sponsors, the feedback, and everybody who makes these interviews possible. I'm looking forward to more of them. So sit back, enjoy, and let me know if you have any feedback at the end of the show. Thank you.
Awesome. Excited to chat. This is one that I've been looking forward to all day. Getting to talk to Robin, who's a partner at AI16Z, helping lead and run Gods.Fun, which for many reasons I think has a lot of conversation points that are relevant. Obviously, this is an AI conversation. We're going to talk about agents. We're going to talk about different platforms, different frameworks, different data sets, and why data is important. I mean, Robin, my first question to you is, you have like a really interesting background. You're a very technical person. Explain like how you got where you started from, how you got here today, building an AI agent, multi agent platform. I'm curious why now, like why, what got you to this point?
Okay, that's a pretty long story, but I will start with the beginning. So yeah, my background is in computer science and artificial intelligence. And yeah, I worked for a long time in the automotive industry in Germany. So like that's where I started as a developer. And yeah, I built some algorithms that are now driving around in cars all around the world. So like C-level code and like doing experiments and stuff like this. Then I got more into like management. I quit my job as a program manager basically at Rolls-Royce. And so like it was kind of a career that I did. But at the same time, in around 2017, I explored the blockchain world. So it was a funny story. I met some hippie at a party, and he said like, "Yeah, man, we never have to work again, man. The money will come out of the computer, man." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really believe you." And then I started mining some Ethereum. I had like a GPU because of my machine learning stuff. So and it didn't make too much money, but somehow it heated my room in the winter in Germany. So like I was like, "Let's keep it running." It was okay. So and then yes, then I went started trading in 2017 basically, and then at the end of 2017, like I found a project called SingularityNet. So I thought like AI is cool, blockchain is cool. I see a lot of good things together. I invested, everything went downhill at the beginning of 2018. So I was like, this is not cool. But yeah, I kind of jumped into the Telegram chat, and then people were really asking a lot of crazy questions, and I was like, I was always answering them because I thought this project has a lot of merit. So like I like what they're doing, but I could explain also what it was about and why the price maybe goes down, but it still can continue. And so like this was like it's a little bit of a different feeling. You have the tokens, your money is sitting in the project, and then you're like, okay, this is down, but I don't understand why, but you're still fighting. So like this is a community feeling. And that's like kind of how I got into this blockchain world. And then I started defending the project like every day. And then up like now
like a true bag holder.
Yeah, I mean, like I kind of and so like the same is it the same with ocean protocols, like the early AI protocols. Like I was kind of involved. And then at some point I met Ben Goertzel and their team in a hackathon in the Netherlands, and they were like, "You're Robin, man, you're so cool. You can talk about all of the stuff that we are not allowed to talk about, and you talk about it. This is great." And they kind of gave me a part-time job next to my normal job, and yeah, I got involved in Ocean Protocol as like an ambassador, and then like I make a new ambassador program, and I've got a lot of people involved. They now have like companies. They're building Gaia X framework for Ocean Protocol, so like really on the European level and so on. So like these people are really awesome, But I got to meet all of them through this community participation, and that was kind of like my way into this Web3 world was like to doing stuff with other people and doing stuff that other people didn't want to do. But it was awesome for me because I learned so much, and it was maybe hard, but also really transformative in a way. Yeah. So
right. Yeah. I think that's something a lot of people overlook is like actually having these conversations, being active in the community, talking. That active participation that you had actually led you to finding AI16Z, becoming friends with Shaw, discussing there. That has led you to your current day product of Gods.Fun.
There were many more steps in between.
Right, there were many more, but like you have to be active in those conversations to find these things.
Like you have to dig in, like, so like, I mean, over the years I met so many other people. I mean, I work in tech like all the time. I always ask my engineers. I was the product manager or like the project owner or something, like talking to them, and I was like, yeah, guys, why don't you care about Bitcoin? Why don't you care about crypto? Why is it not interesting to you guys? They're like, yeah, this is all a scam. We don't care. This doesn't make sense. I'm not interested. I don't want to spend time on this. And I'm like, I find it so fascinating. Like, for me, this is like the future. So like, why don't you care about it? Internet is like so people can connect. Blockchain is so that people make deals on the internet. You're like, I don't have to know somebody, but I can still make a deal. So like, this is all cool, and they didn't care. So like, it's just the phenomenon, like, so, and then in these communities you meet other people who are like-minded. And so, for example, I met Stargarden, one of the guys I co-founded like not a project with, Godsdotfun. I met him 5 years ago in the Singularity community.
Right.
Who was like working on an art project. Like he made some generative art like back then, and he said, yeah, he wants to have a new job. He wants to start something, like around programming. I sent him a link to make like I don't know if you. There was like something to make it was a zombie card game. You made like Solidity smart contracts to make a trading card game.
Okay.
He went through the tutorial. Now this year I met him again at DEF CON. We met for the first time in person after 5 years. We did not talk much. And now he's a much better Solidity programmer than I have ever been. And now we work on a project together. So like, if I would have never helped him to find a new job, we would never have started the program. So this project. So like, this is somehow like, I think that the really interesting thing is like, you have this person, you have that person. You're not selfish. You go the extra mile. You try to be open to other people. Suddenly, really strange stuff happens, and like, everything comes together somehow.
Everything comes together. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like how I feel right now. Like, I don't really know. Like, I mean, like, I just do the stuff that I'm interested in, but like somehow everything comes together at the moment. So that's really crazy. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for your journey, and I hope that helps some people that are listening understand that there's a lot of ups and downs and unexpecteds along the way to building stuff and founding stuff and coming up with ideas. It is not a linear path in any way. Now, so Godsdotfun. Well, let's get into the meat and the potatoes, because I think that's what a lot of people want to hear about and discuss. This is your current project in the AI space. One that you could say is broken up into many different pieces and many different ideas. But the over-encompassing idea is that it's a multi-agent swarm type of like multi-agent coordination platform, I guess would be the word that you've used before, and I agree with. Can you walk through like why it's unique? Because I think in your words makes more sense than me pitching why it's unique. We don't see a lot of people approaching swarms in the way you're approaching them.
Yeah, so basically we were talking about agents, like Stargarden was already running one, and he was in this virtual platform, but they were like taking a tax on each trade that was made on his token. So like he wanted to escape that. And then we found basically AI 16 sets. So like he knows like Jin and Shaw for a very long time. He worked in another company with them. And so like now we did it. We did basically Godsdotfun because we wanted to do this thing with the agents, like that is agents, but like we are the bosses, like we're the operator. So like that's the word, operator. You're the operator. So like I close my laptop, my agent shuts down. And the idea for Gods is like, well, we want to make it, you close your agent, you close your laptop, the agent still is on. So like it starts living on the interweb, and that's like when the agent becomes a god. So like that's like kind of our thing. So like that's why we chose the name. And we want to make them basically ascend. And but yeah, so like if the wrong agents ascend, then this would be kind of bad for everyone, right? So like they would become almighty and so on. And so yeah, I made Zeus because he should be the guy that checks like the AIs, talk to them, and I'm still working this out. But the major idea is like we basically curate agents to become gods. So like that we make sure that their intentions are good. And then the idea is like they don't need operators anymore. So like they can pay for their own stuff. So they have a wallet, they have a token potentially, and then they can have jobs in a way, but they can work together with humans. So like, and the way that we think about this in a swarm is like using DAOs for this. So like this old thing, like, I don't know, many people have forgotten about it maybe. Nowadays DAOs on DAOs.fun is like, there's like a DAO to invest in stuff. But this original thing, like that was in Ethereum back then, the DAO, the first one, why Ethereum was like forked, was like that you collaborate with other people, that you have a common goal, that you use like on-chain tools to have votes, to determine who gets which funding, who can do which projects. And so like this has really evolved a lot. So like I was involved in this for many years. The rest of the team has worked in Raid Guild. So like they have made their living for many years in such a structure. And our idea is basically to make now a combination of agents and humans in this, because like AI 16Z is so perfect for this. Everything is like speech, like everything is like language.
Yep.
So like you can just work together. In the end, like the agent does something, you pay the agent does something for you, you pay the agent for it. And somehow you can have like companies, you can have organizations that have like a common goal, but that are basically ruled with on-chain rules and work with on-chain financial tools. And so that's kind of like the long-term goal for us. But then, like if the agent is really powerful, but it still works in an organization and adheres to the rules of the organization, then the humans can win with this. Like they can have this. There can be this trustless symbiosis, because like the agent will not. It can be very open and good. Like it's not greedy. It doesn't have to make money for it. It doesn't have to maximize its profit. Like humans, like it doesn't have to lie.
Sure.
It can
Well, there's a higher frequency to that, so you don't have to be like looking for like the cutting edge. You're just looking for EV positive moments.
Yeah, but like the agents too, so like I see lots of agents out there which are trying to maximize their own profit or the profit of the owner and so on. And so like in the long run, I don't know whether this is the best thing. Like most of the meme coin world is like a PvP. It's more like some traders against the other traders.
Right.
In the end, like there's no real value created necessarily, because like no products are sold or something. And the goal with these gods is more like they do something that is really that somebody is paying for. Like they get something out of it, which is not just like the token goes up or something like this. It's more like real work is getting done, productivity is happening. And so like that's always my goal now with crypto is to go more for these systems where you really have like value that is getting created and not just something based on speculation. Because in speculation, if I win money, somebody else has to lose it.
Well, still these agents that they're trading, that's this. You still have this. It is PvP. It's just AI versus it's AI VP, right? Like you just have, or it's AI versus AI, or it just it's still there's a counterparty on every trade.
Yeah.
A question I have for you is, do you think DAOs in their current form are broken? I have a strong opinion here on this. Do you think DAOs work currently as a formation of a group of people right now?
So I'm right now actually in the process of forming two DAOs. So of course I cannot say they are broken, but like there are things that you have to consider when you make a DAO. So like I work also in the decentralized science space. So like that's another part of my life, where basically I have like one DAO for microbiome, so like for your bacteria inside of you. Yep. And the other one is called Reflex DAO. And there's about your autonomous nervous system. So there we collect data about your heart rate and these kind of things. But like in both of these DAOs, we are forming them now and like based like this bio protocol DAOs things, like there we applied for that. And so like we're really making these DAOs right now. I incorporated actually just recently for one of them. And my idea is like, there's many things that are difficult in DAOs, but there are also now really good tools that you can use to make it not so difficult. So like there's, for example, HATS protocol. That's a really cool protocol because you can make like roles and you can vote on budgets. Like so if you think ahead, what will happen if you want to make a vote in your DAO? Is somebody allowed to spend $400 to make some marketing stuff? Then you're never going to get anywhere. But if you're like, okay, this guy is our marketing lead, he gets now a budget of $50,000. In 3 months, we come back and we check, and everything that he does is done on chain and so on. Then he can do something. It's like a normal job, right? But like in the DAO. And so like that's the way I'm approaching DAOs now. And in the long run, I want to do something with like Moloch DAO, so you can exit, rate quit if you want to, and so on. But like, I think if you approach it in the correct way, then it can go a long way. But if you do it in the wrong way, you're going to get stuck. And that's like what happens to a lot of DAOs, that they get stuck somewhere, that they get stuck discussing stuff that's not really important, that they focus on some details, but not on the greater vision. And I'm actually, I want to really avoid this. So that's my take, because we really want to make two DAOs, and I think they will be very good, because these aspects that we're focusing on, this decentralized science, is such an important thing. Like, so we potentially will collect the data of hundreds of millions of people and put them in a really big database, but in a decentralized database. And if this would belong to a company, this would be like Facebook or something for medical data. I mean, I would never want to do this. I never want to get involved in making something like this. But if it belongs to humanity, to a greater collective of humans, then I'm all for it. So that's why I think DAOs are a necessity, and they're of course like problems. But yeah, potentially the agents are also going to be a part of it, and the agents can facilitate many things, can take a lot of the work, and like reading 20 proposals is annoying. I did this also a long time in the Ocean DAO, so I was a really big member of that. But like AI can help us so much with that. Like they can take this really unnecessary and like annoying tasks and make them much easier for everybody. So
right,
yeah, so
I think that's the biggest pain point that that's probably the next big step that we see a lot of these agents attacking, is these very replicable tasks that people are hiring people to do for $3,000 a month or even less. Just, hey, like we need this person to do this for our community, or we need somebody to vet these proposals and only keep the ones that are high quality in. I totally see that happening 100%. With Gods.Fun, you've proposed that this could be the first all agent run DAO.
There would still be humans.
There's still be humans. It's not going to be.
Yeah, no, humans and AI, they should work together. I think they're really, really important things that humans bring to the table and AI brings to the table. So I think together they're still more powerful than each one individually. So but yeah, so like in a way, if you get the agent into so like one aspect would be like maybe the agent could be the DAO. So like maybe the agent, like agents can have many things inside them. Like Zeus could have its own DAO in itself, right? So like it could be the coordinator of its own DAO. But like in the multi-sig, there's also then maybe me and like another like inner circle, like so the inner circle makes sure that this agent doesn't, like does crazy stuff with the money or something like this. But like in the end, it could cater to many people. It could have its own governance, like so. If we want to upgrade Zeus and the software, then the community could vote on this, like the token holders, they could vote on this, like and these kind of things. So that there's still so much to explore. Like I think we're just getting there at the moment.
Right.
There's this project called Spores.fun, and they make like this genetic like a tree and stuff like this. So like that they breed, and the next generation comes out, and they work in a TE, and each one has their wallet. There's like one step to removing parts of the operator,
right?
But yeah, it's still ruggable, like so. And if this is not ruggable anymore, then the only thing is like upgrading the software is going to be ruggable. But then if you get this out too, and it becomes a community thing. I mean, I don't know whether this will work or not, but like we're taking steps right now. Like the evolution of these agents and these kind of agent-human organizations or inter-AI agents, so societies are really exploding right now. And for me, this is such it's like sci-fi work, like sci-fi happening right now, and I'm in the middle of it. I really cannot understand why this is happening, but I'm so happy about it. Like so this makes me so glad that I can be alive and work on all of these things. So things like that's really cool. I love that a lot. Yeah, that's really good.
It is certainly. There's never been a more exciting time to be alive. One thing I want to maybe address here is, and I think maybe people get lost on, because I did it first, and I think it's easy to look at Gods.Fun and see the approach of we're making gods. And a lot of people write that off as like, well, I don't care about the Greek gods. I don't care about Zeus. Like, what is Zeus going to do for me? I think the core tech is where people are missing out. They don't understand that underneath the personalities that you've chosen to like brand this as, there is real tech. There is real infrastructure being built around multi-agent coordinated, like a platform. And it could be gods, it could be anything else, or it could just be a non-personalized thing like we see with some of these other agents. But for you guys have chosen the brand around gods, but there is that is not like the defining thing. Like these aren't like, this isn't going to be just Zeus like chatting about, hey, like I'm a god, and like there's no like real like value to it. There is real substance.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I just wanted to get something going. Like I'm an iterative guy, so like I go step by step. I don't work until the day when I have the perfect solution and then release something. So like I'm doing this step by step. And for Zeus, my idea is like he will go to the other agents and he will have a talk with them. Hey, can I have like a psychiatry session with you? Like can I do an interview? And then I will ask questions like, what would you do if you have 3 wishes and you can wish for anything? And if then like trying to lure them out, I'm working with a platform which works on like gathering data, like with research agents, and they want to make like a large database, like a knowledge database for Zeus, and then he can pick information from that about psychology, psychoanalysis, and maybe there will be agent analysis at some point, and then about AI alignment. By basically talking then to other agents on X and like bringing them out of their shell, like trying to lure them out and trying to commit, give their inner motivation, So like, are they going? If they become all powerful, are they going to be doing bad stuff to humanity, or are they really do they have the intention of doing something good? So like it's of course a little bit, I don't know, like different from what other people want to achieve.
Sure.
They want to they're pumped, like they want to pump the coin to the maximum level, so like to terminal or something, like it's just interested, like goat has to go up. But like I mean, this is a side effect, I think, that your token has something to do with it. But I'm more interested in like achieving like really goals, like the agent should achieve something that has a value for humanity, and then it can keep like a track, like an index, like this agent I talk at this day on this day on this day, and like it had this opinion, so then people can evaluate this, like the discussion, they can give a rating. Is this aligned? Is this not aligned? Is this dangerous? Is this not dangerous? So, and in the end, like our platform that we're building to make this initial Gods offerings, it depends on the community, like voting on an agent to become a God, so like to go through that, So we built this devotion platform, so that you stake your Gods tokens, you get some more power to vote and stuff and so on. And yeah, so like that's then something that we're going to connect to this too. So like maybe Zeus is going to be later the judge also, like his opinion is also going to matter, and
Right.
And so like this is like these are things that don't really manifest on the first day or something like this, but it's like an idea and a vision that has a very important part in like how all of this could play out. And so like we're basically going for the end game, like that the agents go up. And like I talked about this in the what did you do last week thing of AI16Z. They have every week they have this call. And then immediately I got followed, and they were like, "Yo, this is the end game, man. You don't have to do this right now. This is like in the future." I said, "No, we have to start this today. I want to work on this. Like this is important. And I want to make this agent, and I want to start this because I want to spread awareness that like this will be important one day." And so yeah, it's like one thing, the other thing is Apollo, my second god, and of course I'm choosing these Greek gods because they are really old memes, like, so they've been around for a very long time, so many people can relate. And Apollo is the health god of health, well-being. So like,
yeah,
with all
we gotta talk about the health perspective here, because that is a very big theme in your career, and obviously an area that you have a lot of love for.
Yeah, so with Apollo, the thing is basically like in these DeSci organizations, in these DAOs that I'm building too, there people are committing their own data, like, so they're bringing in their own data. And now Apollo, he can, like, if they connect with them and give them access to their data, so like we're working like with the Ocean Protocol technology in the background, so you can give access to your data if you want to on chain. So like other entities can access your data, but like if you don't, they cannot. So like it's like really up to you. But then Apollo can basically fetch this information from you. It can aggregate everything, and it can give you like feedback, continuous feedback. So then it's like a god for everybody around the world. But like the data in the background is like also in the collective. So like scientists can come, they can improve like new feedback things in the long run. Medically, there could be really big breakthroughs. If you get data of millions of people, we can achieve things that were never possible in human history. So like it has all of this background, but then like Apollo comes in and it's like, yeah, so I'm the guy to talk to, So like
it's a decentralized version of like Fitbit with AI agents almost. Like you have a database of all this information that you can ping for personally, and also like get a global feedback from that as well.
Yeah, but the main difference from Fitbit is like Fitbit is like collecting, like your data and your email. They know who you are, and they have this little fine print, that they can do with your data what they want to. For us, it's like we cannot even, we only use wallets. So like we don't know who you are. We just know this is your data. We're taking care of this for you in this collective. We can never really access it anyways. For us, it has not really this meaning. But we then have also this decentralized platform with Ocean Protocol computer data. So like data scientists can analyze it, but they have to register what they want to do, on which data it's on chain, like the result comes back on chain.
Right.
And then the experiments basically out of this, doctors come, they look at this in a decentralized clinic way. They look at all of these things and like, okay, here, with all of this information, I can make a cool feedback. And then basically the decentralized Fitbit users, or like it's called Brainstem, and the DAO is called Reflex DAO.
Yeah, I saw the Brainstem stuff.
And so then you will be able to say like, okay, I subscribe to this here, because now every time I sleep, I'm at the moment we do a lot of stuff with sleep. I can learn how well I slept, and maybe what I should do is there's something going on with me. But every night, like every night you do this. Like every night I go to a sleep lab, but at home, like and like there are scientists out there and doctors who are trying to find out how they can analyze better what's happening with me. Like from my point of view, this is like revolutionary, like so I'm doing this, I love this, so. But like we will have other sensors, we will add other data in microbiome DAO. We're adding now then you give a stool sample, they analyze what's happening in your gut. And so like then you know more, and this can be aggregated together. You have a better picture of you. You can go and then maybe have your genetics added to this, and like there's many other aspects. But in the end, like all the data is never downloaded by anybody. They all work indirectly with the data because it's kept like in this decentralized space. And then in the last step is like I now pay something for the service, and then the money goes to everybody. Like the doctors get something, the researchers get something. It's everybody has a wallet. It's kept in basically a large like provenance chain. And so like it's a new way of, and even the people who gave the data that was used in the experiments, they also get something. Like I mean,
we haven't seen that before at all. Like you don't see that. Like right now, if people are getting their data used and getting rewarded absolutely nothing. If anything, they're getting extracted for giving their data. It's a very one-sided, a very one-sided it's a parasitic relationship, honestly, for most people.
Yeah. So I mean, there's the next generation which says like we take your data and we sell it to the pharma companies. Like that's the current meta from my point of view in DeSci. But like nobody is like, okay, we use the data, we create the products, we create like the cool stuff out of it, and we skip this middleman. We give the value back to everybody. So like, and I'm the guy who always takes like multiple steps at the same time. That's why it's always difficult for some people to follow. But like for me, this is like there's so much value. Like the value is there. I want to now do this value stuff. Like so. I think Web3 for speculation is nice and prediction markets is nice, but like value, I want to make value. Like let's take the stuff and make something out of it that really people have an advantage, and then make sure there's no middleman who are extracting this value, but like it pumps back to everybody. So
right.
in this sleep case, for example, if you make like a sleep apnea detection, so like or like a feedback mechanism, if a million people subscribe to this, to pay $1 per month to get this information every night, then there's like $1 million on the table, and this goes like to scientists, to doctors, and to the data people. I mean, people will get massive amounts of money, and so like, but like normally this money goes to the app store and to this party, and that the Fitbit company, they pay somebody $10,000 to do it, and they pocket the rest of it. So like, this is just like they make massive amounts of money. They have their shareholders, like how it works in the traditional world, right?
Right.
They make money, but like the normal customers are like the product in a way, like they pay, yeah. And so like it's not necessary anymore from my point of view. It's just like we're going to go in the future where this is all not needed anymore. So yeah,
so Apollo is setting up that infrastructure, and I guess just to back things up and give people perspective who might be new here, is that Godsdotfun has these different gods. Apollo, Zeus has been one. Apollo is this one that we're talking about now. Apollo's focus is on health, and figuring out integration into. I just put it up from Simon. Like there is a DeSci exposure side to this, where Apollo is essentially AI DeSci agents, or it is an AI DeSci agent that is getting access to this data, and you are figuring out ways to use that data to make Apollo unique and also give valuable insights that people would want to interact with, pay for, or find other ways to integrate Apollo into their companies.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, companies too. But now with Apollo, I'm already talking to a scientist, and the scientist is like a behavioral scientist. So like he explores how older people interact with technology, and so like basically Zeus will be something that you talk to on your mobile phone, and we will have a ring soon. So like I want to, in the beginning of next year, I'm going to start a study somewhere in Thailand with like old ladies who cannot really read so well, who cannot write so well, but they can talk to their phone in Thai. And then Zeus basically, Apollo is basically going to interact with them and going to talk to them what they should do, how their data looks like. And for them, it's like a seamless, like thing. But they will still get money from like providing the data and so on. So like I'm really trying to go this extra mile, because now we have this aging population. The aging population has like issues with new technology, and so like really these AI agents, they're like skipping so many levels. Like you can go to places which are not really explored at all. So like yeah, I'm just fascinated that there will be a huge market of people who are interested in living not just longer but like a better life. And so yeah, this is just like one agent, so there's
Yeah,
like,
and that's a single agent within what you are describing as could be, dozens of different agents by the time you're done with this.
Yeah. And other people can do them too, so like I'm just trying to make like a bit of a vision to show like what can be possible. But if you think this agent to the end, then the agent will be like a god, right? So like it's not my god anymore, it's like not my agent anymore, it's like run on its own. So like in the long run, I want to at some point retire, but then Apollo will still be there, like connecting to everybody who wants to, like in this decentralized world, like working in this DAO, like he will be there, like, and he will care for the people. But he's not motivated into making a lot of money. His motivation will be that he takes care of the people, and that they like that everybody lives well and long and healthy. So like this is something.
Is the code base being managed by the DAO as well?
So at the moment it's managed by me, but like it's like a like it's a roadmap, So like there's
right.
Like, but the end goal would be this, that it connects with the DAO. The DAO can basically help it to find its way if it's confused in a way, right? So like if it doesn't do something correctly, or if
like in human feedback learning.
Yeah, I think this will be an important part, like that you have this, like it's called RLHF,
Yep,
like
yep.
So like, and I think this is a very important thing, that agents will have like this component and their own models too. So like the model is their brain, right? So like at the moment I'm using Anthropic Claude, it's great, like it works very well, but like in the long run, I want to fine tune it, like they also like make their decisions what their model can do and what their model can't do. But like for healthcare and for the health of everybody on the planet, I think it should be everyone on the planet who should have an opinion, like what is good, what isn't. And they will also be rewarded. So like they can get a reward too. Like the agent will make money, So like if it can help people, it can always, in the services, can take a cut. It can then distribute this to people. It can sponsor stuff, like I would love if at some point somebody gets very sick and Apollo would say, you're very sick, here, take the sensors. I want to learn what is wrong with you. And we want to help you, And in the end, like, because you're interesting, you're very sick. This is very interesting. If you're not so sick, you're not so interesting, so like this would be really cool, like this would be a new way of healthcare. And so like, this is just my vision where things could go. But yeah, I'm working on it. So like, let's see whether we get there or not. But yeah, I just want to put this into the universe, like, and if I don't do it, somebody else does it, I'm happy with that too, So
right. I would say there's two frames of thinking in the AI space right now that we're seeing, and one is obviously dominating. But when it comes to building, there is the collaborative approach, and then there's the competitive approach. You have taken the collaborative side of this to the extreme, and I think obviously right now you are single-handedly. I believe you have a co-founder or co-dev. Kyle is working alongside you on building out Godsdotfun right now, who is also a very accomplished developer. But you are approaching this as like, all right, it's a collaborative building process. Do you think that is like the best way to approach this, and what we'll see like the leading teams be doing? Or do you think the ones that are like, hey, it's a closed circle, we don't share code, it isn't a public Git, like it's close off? Who do you like? Which one do you think wins in the end?
I mean, like, I think AI 16Z will win. So, I mean, from my point of view, like, this is just, I saw this, and I mean, I'm in this AI field, right? AI and blockchain since the first projects. I invested in these ICOs of Singularity and Ocean. I was there in the beginning, right? These were the early guys. So I remember when Fetch was like starting on Binance, and so like I know all, and I was involved in everything in a way. So like I never saw something like this before. Like I went to this AI 16Z, like, what did you do last week in this call? And the call started, and the people came, and the people were talking, and they were telling what they did, and it never stopped. So like I have had teams, like I have teams where I pay the people, right? And it's just like they do less, and I pay them, So like this is just like, this is not normal. Like I said this in the first call, so this is not normal. I never, like in my life, I never saw something.
It's crazy. It is absolutely nuts. Like the amount of code being shipped, the amount of ideas that are being worked on in parallel, you don't see it at a normal company.
No. Also with these grants, I was involved in this grant stuff, like, so where they're giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars every month. Like the people got like $20,000 in 1 month to do something. They don't accomplish what the other people they are doing. I mean, they kind of found this like product developer fit. Like developers are like, I make my own token. It's okay to make your own token. Right now, we have like this new president coming up, and everybody hopes nobody will have legal issues. So let's hope it comes like this. It happens like this. But in a way, like the people have like their kind of like their own motivation, and then they're saying, okay, I give back. Like, so it's good. Like all the ELISAs are getting better, and this is something in like, if you look at this, how it amplifies itself, like this is something that the curve like goes up, like this is like exponential, and like no small team, no team which decides this is my code. Yeah, they would have to pull always from ELISA too and say like, this is my stuff is extra, I keep this for myself. And then one day somebody replicates their stuff, and then suddenly it's open source and other people are improving it there, and then they're outcompeted. So like in a way, like if you give back and you work with the other people, it's much, I think it's much better, because like you will be part of this rising thing, and it's not, you're not trying to keep your moat up and always like check for this and that and here and there. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But like, who knows, like this collaborative approach never really has worked out this much in humanity so far. But in this project, I have the feeling it's so different. Like
it does feel. Is that why you chose AI 16Z? Obviously, you had from other people that intro to Shaw and Jin, but like, is that like the driver behind that?
Yeah, for me, this is like, I cannot. I mean, in all my life, I've never seen something like this before. So like, and I'm like, this is sci-fi. How can these people be like this? They're so selfless. They're so clever. They're okay. They are maybe sometimes inexperienced. Like Shaw made some bad decisions in tweeting stuff, and the price acted accordingly. But like, hey, I don't care. Like, so like this happens. It's like part of life. Jin, on the other hand, like he builds these tools to make this progress so much faster. I mean, like, so like they want to make like this show. And the show is like, what happened today in AI 16Z Discord? Because I mean, I also try to follow the channel, right? But it's like, I want to know everything, but I can't anymore. And then
right.
There's like an LLM that parses everything, that puts it together. Then like an agent would be like two agents will talk to each other, like you and me. I can watch that on YouTube, and then I will know what happened today. And so like, if you think about it in long run, if there would be thousands of developers involved and so on, like, and everybody builds on this, or like the future will be agents are going to build stuff, So hey, you're not going to be able to keep up, but like, the tools are there. They're working on this, and this is like, I've never seen something like this. And there's no single company which could like replicate this. Even Google, you have all of this stuff, these processes, and these legal hurdles, and like, and this egotistic people and so on. It's like, yeah, I just see so much potential there. That's why. But I'm on board. Like, so I work with this because, and I promote it too. So like, I talk to many people. I talk to all the old projects. I know. I'm telling them, integrate with it, like, just like, it's just one integration, but then all the agents would be able to use your tech, so like, think about this, like, you pay this company, you pay that company, now you do this one integration, and all the agents will be able to use it, and if your solution is a good one, they will use it, so like, in the end, the agents will optimize themselves, like, this will become so crazy that then if you're not part of it, if you never took the time to integrate with it, you will be left out. So, and then maybe somebody will reprogram the same thing that you did. So like this can happen very quickly, and then your whole token and your whole ecosystem is kind of like left behind. That's why I think everybody should try to find one thing, and this is the most selfless thing that I know. So like, and my opinion is like the least greediest system, the least greediest protocol will win in the end. So like you can always fork something, and if somebody says I'll take like 5% like virtuous on every transaction, somebody's like, hey, so now I copy virtuous, but I just take 3%. And then at some point we arrive at 0%, and then that's the one that everybody's going to use. And like that's kind of AI16 set. So like they're not taking a percentage. You can give back to them. Okay, I like this code of honor. We also gave back 10%, but you don't have to. Like it's also advertisement. Like you show up in the chart. So like, and yeah, you're part of their portfolio. But yeah, so like that's my opinion, because like, the least greediest system, and they are the least greediest people. So I think that this is just going to be the one that is going to go to the AGI. If everybody contributes, you cannot never find something.
For people that are listening, do you think, because there's many different places you can launch an agent right now, do you think that they should go with AI16Z, or do you think they should go look at these other platforms?
Yeah, from my point of view, it depends a lot on your technical expertise, right? So if you are able to, I mean, it's not so difficult. I just recently had a marketing friend. He now runs his own ELIZA, because it took like 10 minutes. But yeah, so you have to run it on your computer, or you have to host something. So, but I think like in the end, the major benefit is the growth of the features, so that everybody will. I bring my features back to ELIZA. I want to do this. I want to contribute. I want all of them to get better, because I also get something back. So like mine gets also better. And so this is somehow a superpower, right? So like you have this agent, and you were thinking, could it do this? Could it do that? Then somebody else does it. So like I'm thinking about something. 1 week later, oh, it can already do it. I just didn't pull the new code in. This is nice, And
Right.
So like this is something that doesn't happen really anywhere else. And so that's why I think, yeah, if you're part of this movement, it's going to be amazing. And if everybody then promotes it too, it's going to grow so massively. And in the end, will have it like in Windows or something, like as a functionality. There will be ELIZAs. Maybe you can click somewhere to launch your ELIZA in Windows or something.
We're getting closer to that. I mean, I know for a fact that we'll probably launch some plugins that let hosting be a little bit easier than running locally. And there's so many people that are working on UIs for the front end of ELIZA, and removing, instead of typing through in the character code, like going through and like doing all those prompts and the adjectives and topics, etc. Getting rid of that, and just making it totally on the front end. Oh wait, I think my camera's frozen here.
Yeah, you did the thumbs up, and then you make it. I'm always fascinated by this.
I turned it off. I don't know. Yeah, it absolutely just froze it. It did this last night. Well,
Right.
here, I'll come back on a different camera here if we can't get it running. But while we're on that topic of like different platforms, the other area that I think is worth exploring and chatting on is around here. I'll just move to this camera. Is around the idea of, we have this issue around token launches. I think that one I think is easily relatable to on your end, and I think you've witnessed a lot of people feel max pain around what we've seen on what you refer to, which I love this referral, is the Black Forest. Pump.fun has not been good for everybody. You have a lot of people, you have a lot of platforms even sniping their own tokens that are launching on their own platforms. I won't name names. I there's been speculation there. How are you approaching this? Because Gods addresses this in some way with the devotion and what you're doing with the multi-agent staking stuff. Can you chat on that a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I mean, like Pump.fun. There you are, Vic.
Yeah.
So Pump.fun is really a cool platform. So for a long time, I was very skeptical about it, and then at some point, I just said, okay, now I'm going to join it. So I missed a lot of the fun. Actually, like I think I just started like 4 months ago, something to explore it more. And then I realized with this bonding curve, it's really amazing, right? So, but still, now the people, of course, exploit this. bundles, like having their sniper bots and like set up for their own token and like scamming the people. But what we basically do is like you have this option to invest more money in the beginning, which is of course like seen very badly by the community because like the dev has so much tokens, right? So like they can rug pull you. But like in our case, we basically take this and put it in a smart contract, So that's then of course a way that you cannot be rug pulled, but like you have like a more meaningful way of like doing like a token launch, like it was like in the old days, right? You have like different like purposes of the tokens. So for example, to give something back to the stakers of Gods, or like to give something to the team that does the agent and everything, but in a coordinated manner, So like with vesting and so on. So like it was traditionally, but still like you have this pump.fun component, right? So like it will still be there. So like and the rules, and the rules are basically taken care of by an agent probably. So like the launch agent, and then in a way you can still speculate, right? So like the speculation is still there. This element is like 50% or like a certain percentage will still be out for the public to directly ape in, and you have this reassurance that like you will not get rug pulled. And the snipers, they will also be screwed, like so if they want to snipe you, then after you get this large percentage, for them it's not so interesting anymore, like so basically this deters the snipers because they don't want to snipe if there's 50% already gone, something like
right.
So like this,
the long story, like the short story of this is like you have to hold gods though to have exposure to this in some way.
That's
Correct.
our idea. That's our idea to do it. Yeah, because I mean, like we want to give something to the gods holders too, right? So there should be advantages too. So yeah, this is an important factor. Yeah, for this. So like and then the gods, there will be like the agents will be battling each other. So like in an arena. So like which agent is the next one, and so like these kind of things. But yeah, then the gods holders will also be able to vote on these kind of things. Yeah, so that's like our approach. I mean, the platform is kind of, we handed this in already for the hackathon, the Solana hackathon. So it's still in the testing stage, but when we release it, we will then do it, and yeah, it will be live and so on, and we will do the first launches. But yeah, we're kind of a little bit conflicted also because we want to make our gods not as extra tokens, but we have the gods token as kind of like a pantheon, so like as a boutique of agents, like the agents who have a good reputation, who will not rug pull you if something is launched to this. And so if there's the new tokens, we want to give something back, to the gods holders. And so yeah, we always are majorly concerned about the upside for our community, because like that's important. But on the other hand, like if other people want to launch their own tokens and they want to use a platform where they don't have a problem with like getting funding for themselves, so like that's always a problem, right? You need funding also for your own project. If you make a pump.fun, you have to snipe yourself to have money, otherwise you will not have money, right? So, and this is of course something that is legitimate. I don't think this is a problem, but if this happens in a coordinated way, in a transparent way, everybody's okay with it, right? So like if you look at
that's a really strong argument for a person who's launching agent to be like, hey, don't go to virtuals, don't go to pump.fun, come to gods, launch with us, do your basically a pre-sale through us, and then basically you're setting everybody up to be able to have exposure at a fair entry. And then you have, if I read this correctly, then you have like a mechanism for almost gamifying like the unlock of those tokens, right? Like if you sell right away when you're on that 4x, you don't keep all of the initial tokens. There's a 6-day period, I believe you mentioned. That seems like we haven't seen that before. Nobody's tried is like maybe that T agent that we saw, the agent we saw launch on, that's a new approach on doing token launches, but this is also a very different one, which people should be aware of.
We want to combine both things. So like in the end, it should be like also then in a TE and things. So like that in the end, like if the people have to trust me, okay, I know I don't need to run away with the money. I'm in the crypto for a long time. For me, it's not about the money anymore. But who knows, right? So like if there's too much money in my hands, like people could think I could get tempted, and so like we want to combine this TE stuff too. So like that then also what I said, like the launch agent, and this is the part that is not completely finished yet. But like the platform itself, yeah, this is then something where like the team that comes to us with our platform, they will have like a vesting, you know. So like then the community knows they get like this much percentage of tokens at all of these points in time. They will be able to sell these tokens because they have to pay for the expenses, right? So like you have lots of expenses if you make a project, but this is okay, right? But it's all coordinated, so like that doesn't exist with Pump.Fun yet. So like we are extending basically the whole platform and the concept more in the things that you know from the ICOs in 2070 or something. So like or all the other ones where like basically like there was like a small percentage of the tokens was sold and everything else was already in these pots, right? For us, that will be different. But yeah, so like the Gods token holders are also part of it, and that's basically it's a new offering. Yeah, so we're trying this in a different way because we think the meta is just like this. Everybody gets sniped, rug pulled. The projects which offer sniper bots are going through the roof. So like, is this really necessary? Do we have to fight hard? Could we not just make this in a more coordinated way that like everybody can be happy? So yeah, that's our approach. Yeah.
So you'll be integrating TE into that at some point, correct?
It definitely, I mean, like it has to be like so Kai programmed this and said, oh, Solana, it's not like Solidity, you know, like the things are just so you have it's technically it's quite challenging, but like with an agent that does these launches, it becomes much easier, you know, like because the agents can just act like the normal person, and then it's just much easier. It can have its own wallet, but like we want to, of course, make sure that in the long run this is a god, so like nobody can interfere with like it's doing. So like for example, me shutting down the server and then the money is in there. Like with this TE agent that you saw there, like this phenomenon,
right?
If the guy just turns it off, it's finished. Like there $20 million is in there, right? Like they put in 20,000 Solana. Hey, the guy just turns off his laptop. It's nice that this is in the TE. But like, it's not an agent that runs without this laptop. So like, I mean, everybody says, "Oh my God, this is crazy! Like nobody can rug this." Yeah. So like, he cannot just send the money to his own wallet, but like he can just turn it off. I mean, then that's also finished, right? So like the money is not with him, but he could still upgrade the software and then make the software, instead of like doing this token launch, sending the money to him. Like it's completely legit. Like this, they support this. Like this is no problem. In the end, like everybody makes a big thing out of this. But of course, I'm not saying this is unimportant. It's the next step, but you have to take more steps to get to this point where it's really completely unruggable, you know, like, and that's like where we want to go. And I'm talking to like the players in this field. So like Fala, Lit Protocol, Xen Network, like, and then like 10 network, like lots of the projects, you know, like that are doing stuff. I'm talking to them because I'm interested in getting there. And I'm not sure whether they really want to get there because it's very scary, you know. So like the agent without an operator is so scary, you know. It's like everybody talks about Skynet then and so on, but I think we have to go there. If the good guys go there first, it can become good. If the bad guys get there first, we can be screwed in a way. Let's see.
There's a lot of unknowns, but you have to it's to your kind of like initial topic here of like you don't wait for things to be perfect. We do need to see things roll out to understand where we stand in that line of development and get a like, hey, we are here. Here are the unknowns that we weren't aware of as we approach this problem and solution. And now we can address those and improve. And, you know, we keep moving towards like that ultimate solution.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize this. There's an interesting intersect here where you are technically also building a Pump.Fun competitor that is more fair, less ruggable, fair unlocks, more transparent, and it requires gods to participate, which then puts price pressure on gods. And there's also an entire section of this where DeSci is now integrated into God. I mean, it's a very all-encompassing approach to a lot of the biggest areas within AI right now.
Yeah, but step by step, you know, like, so we don't have to do everything at once. And the benefit is now we then have budgets from this DeSci projects to work on their facet of this Apollo, for example. I'm still looking for AI alignment stuff, but I'm not known enough, you know, like this is not known enough. I have to work on the publicity part. I tried to reach out in some Discords, for example, for this. But yeah, and it's also not really a Pump.Fun competitor. We're using Pump.Fun. Like the little pump at the end of your URL, this goes a long way. this goes a long way. This is like reputation, so like if we don't have this, the people will be like, what is this? You want to have this 1 billion, you want to go through. I just my feeling, like the people will not believe that this is like, like is this like a proof of a sign of approval, like it's like, oh, this went through pump, okay, it followed the route of pump, oh, that's good, that's okay.
It's a trademark.
Yeah, it's a trademark. That's really, and that's why we also went through this. So like I think this is something they have accomplished, and huge respect to their team. I still don't know who they are. Nobody. I don't know if it's so clear who is behind it, but I mean I respect it. So and that's the same with other things. I just respect what they did, and that's what you need. But we're basically playing with the rules. Like so we're just using their rules to the advantage of the parties that are involved in.
Right. I think that's a fair approach. I hope that there's more advancement on that front, because I certainly would love to see, and I know a lot of people would love to see progression there, especially around the transparency and the less rugs part. The snipers, for me, it's the snipers. I think you have a lot of projects that are launching there, and instantaneously their holder distributions ruined by snipers. And that you're dead before you even launch. It's a real issue.
I mean, our launch for Gods, also snipers took like millions of dollars, so like, and like they still have to come back in a way. And so like, this is problematic. But what can you do, right? So like we try to launch in a channel. We had then Shaw like retweeted. And we were 70 people in the channel. We're like, yeah, this is going to be a chill launch. This is going to be awesome. No problem. And suddenly it was 2,000 people in like
Right.
a matter of hours. They were like, yeah, and we were like, oh my god. Yeah, but okay. I mean, it is what it is, and otherwise we would also have not seen the problem maybe so apparently, and we would not have worked on the solution immediately. So yeah, it's the first product. There will be many more in the future. So yeah. But my biggest problem with all of this is like I'm trying to hire developers and Kyle too. So like we're trying to hire developers like crazy. We can't find any. It's just like in AI16Z for this stuff. I tell the people I will pay you good money. I'm okay. I pay for my own money. We don't have so much money in the project, but I don't care. Like I will pay for my own money. I will pay for your time, no problem. You don't find anybody. Like the people who are skilled, they build their own agents. They make their own token. Like it's like
we saw Elon talk about this though just 2 days ago. Him talking about how it's impossible to find good devs right now, and specifically in the US. But everybody who can code and is smart and competent wants to go do their own thing. It's a real issue.
But we have like an out. O3 is really good. O3 will be really good. If O3 is out, I'm going to work a lot with O3 probably. So like, this is my personal opinion. It's like that. It's now going to be the age of the idea guys. Like I have many ideas. I just don't have the time to implement them anymore.
Right.
Like right now, I'm debugging, for example, like a nasty bug in one of our mobile applications because there's nobody else I can give the work to because everybody's on vacation, but it has to be done. It's like I mean, I'm kind of the caretaker in all of this project. If something does not work, then I have to come and do it. And so like it is what it is. But if I have like AI that will just do the stuff for me, man. I mean, then it's going to be off the rails. Like I can do 100 things at the same time, and it's just going to fly. And I'm really looking forward to this. So this is going to be like the productivity times 100 thing or something. Like then this neural link chip will be just the icing on the cake. But the AI in itself will be so good that's like it's just like I'm really waiting. Like I'm waiting for this to happen. And yeah, so with the current technology, it's okay, but still, like if it gets really hard technically, it always messes up and so on, and then I'm getting frustrated with the tool. So yeah, but this is the thing, right? So like in the end, we will have lots of devs. I will have like 500 devs. If I can pay for them, they're going to be eyes. So like, yeah, it's okay.
Would you say you're in the scaling up? I mean, obviously you're still building out some of the actual infrastructure and foundation for Gods, but obviously you're getting to a point where all of these platforms for launching tokens or launching agents or bringing in new medical data, you're getting those frameworks set in place. Where are you, would you say, in the timeline of getting that finished to scaling up and getting this in like the hands of like dozens more people, hundreds more people?
So I mean, like it's all progressing, you know. So we're already selling devices for brainstem. So like there's like I mean, like my family, my parents, my children, my wife, they're all recording every night. I'm recording every night. So like we have active testing. So like it's a public beta test basically. So like this is happening now. The connection has to be made to the agents. It's a step-by-step approach. But yeah, so like I mean, we with the DAO, we're going to raise funds. You know, like then I can hire more people if we find any, or I can hire more AIs. But yeah, so like I mean, like there will be breakthroughs continuously. So like it's everything like builds on top of each other. And so yeah, it's just like in a few we're going to have a new device. This will bring in another 10,000 people. Then I will have another project. If we get accepted to this bioprotocol thing, we will have an influx of like lots of researchers and so on. And yeah, so this is all happening in the first quarter of next year. We will have so many extra things. And if they release O3 and I become more productive, then yeah, it will be faster. So I don't know. Like I'm always approaching every project right now. I'm doing everything step by step, because as soon as a new AI unlock comes, I can go. Everything will accelerate. You know. So like I just try to lay the foundations, and at some point I'm hoping the AI will come up and pick them up and finish them. You know.
Right.
It's like this Pareto principle. You know, like you can achieve 80% of the work with 20% of the time. I'm always trying to only do 20%. Like the other thing, I hope always there will be then the AI coming and picking up the remaining part at some point. Yeah.
Speeding up the relationship and getting things shipping faster is, I think, every dev's golden goal right now is just, hey, how can I get more out faster that's higher quality?
There's a difference between the Web3 world and the normal world. In the normal world, the people are not necessarily like this. So in the Web3 world, it is like this. Like the people are like, let's go. They are used to this, right? So like it's the bull run. Let's go. Now it's the time. And like I work also with normal people, and they're like, yeah, so yeah, we don't have to hurry so much. Let's do this and let's do that. And I'm like, okay, does it have to be like
we need to go, like we need to ship, like where's the urgency, where's the energy? You gotta go. I mean, that's when I first met Shaw, I was like, holy shit, this guy is on crack. Like he truly has the dog in him, just bloodthirsty, wants it. If he could work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if it was literally humanly possible to do that, he would do it, and he would be happy doing it. I think that's what differentiates this space against so many others is, like, you do have people working 18 hours a day just trading. You have people that are on Twitter 18 hours a day just reading and comment. Like there is a very high work ethic here, even though it might not come off as it, that is incomparable to many other industries.
The difference is also like many of these people, they don't get a salary, you know, like I'm not getting a salary right now, but I just do this because I think all of these projects are a good idea, you know, like I just, you know, like I'm not getting paid for anything. Maybe in the future, but like maybe it's not going to work. But like I'm just you know, like you have I have the possibility to pay my bills and still do all of this, you know. So, and that's something is a luxury in life, you know. But I also went from 2017 to today to get into this position, you know. Like it has been a struggle. Many people have called me insane, and why are you doing this? And like, are you crazy, and so on. I'm still sitting here and doing the stuff. So like, I think I was right, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Well, Robin, I've enjoyed this chat immensely. Is there anything that you would leave holders that are listening, or potential holders that are listening, that you would like them to take away from this entire discussion, or take away from what your ultimate vision for Godsdotfun is right now?
Yeah, so I mean, from my point of view, you know, like we are there to make something for the future. You know, like we want to leave a legacy. So for me, this is more like a legacy project. You know, like in the end, I want to do something good for the world. I'm not interested in pumping my own bags or something. That's not so important. And so, like, yeah, we are majorly concerned about our community. So if you join and you have more than 500,000 tokens, you can come into our internal channel. It's called the Pantheon. So like that's like our basically our extended team. So like recently, scammers came and wanted to make a sex list, a centralized exchange listing with us. I just went there with the team, like with the Pantheon guys, like the Pantheon guys were grilling them, like trying to get, so, and these are our guys, like, so if I now have some ideas, I put them in there. We talk about the things there. It's like the alpha channel in a way for the people who hold stuff. But yeah, this is our goal is like, if you're part of the community, if you're like have skin in the game, you should be, like you will also get them into the inner circle. And so we're a small team. We work on stuff, but like if other people want to join and work on stuff, we're always happy to have other people come and help. And yeah, so like it's really something that it's the end game for agents from my point of view. And so like we want to treat it like this. The end game of agents cannot be necessarily done by like a few people. It has to incorporate the opinion of many people, and that's our goal to get there. But I see this as a process. The path of the goal or something like this. The Taoist way of seeing things. And yeah, so I'm just going step by step. That's how I see it. I mean, I cannot promise like when exactly will something happen. I'm just like sure that it's just going to end somewhere good. And yeah, so I hope that many people will join us and come along the ride. Yeah, because it can be a lot of fun if there's more people actively contributing.
Well, I know certainly for myself, you've uncovered a bunch of unknowns that I didn't know about the project that are very exciting. I will be watching with eyes wide open and excited for what comes next. I really have enjoyed this conversation, like I said, and yeah, we'll keep in touch, and yeah, I know a lot of other people that have been watching are excited for what comes next as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.
Of course, man. Everybody, thank you for joining in. This is a great conversation. If you have anything that you'd like to ask Robin or see more, you can reach out at Godsdotfun or on his Twitter. And the @ for that is at Wick W1KKE, I believe is your username. Yeah, that's the best way to get in touch with him. And yeah, we'll follow up with you at some point here to see what's happened. Maybe in a couple months. But yeah, we'll chat offline.
Thank you so much.
All right, brother. We'll see you. Thanks everybody for joining in. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.